So from our previous sessions, we have been talking about the accounting equation, and we have been able to establish that the accounting equation is the backbone of the statement of financial position. It is very important that any business owner or a stakeholder in the business is able to know the statement of financial position of the business. The statement of financial position is simply a statement that shows the assets, liabilities, and owner's equity at any point in time in a business. You've also been able to see in our previous sessions that every transaction that happens in a business has an effect on the statement of financial position. We have been able to illustrate this when we were doing the worked example on how we come up with a statement of financial position. In other words, for every transaction that was happening, we have been showing how it affects the statement of financial position. So now let's create a scenario now. Let's bring this thing in practice. If in practice you are running a business and the business is having 100 transactions a day or more, even if it's just 50 transactions a day, does it mean that in order for you to prepare a statement of financial position, you're going to have to analyze each and every transaction so that by the time you're on the 50th transaction or by the time you're on the 100th transaction, then you're able to get the true picture of the statement of the financial position of the entity? Of course, that is cumbersome. We were doing this in our previous sessions, for purposes of showing you how transactions affect the statement of financial position. But in practice, it is cumbersome and it is not practical, where there are so many transactions for you to keep showing the effect of every transaction for 100 transactions for you to arrive at the true picture of the statement of financial position. So to try and solve that problem, this is where the concept of double entry comes in. So double entry accounting is simply a process of debiting and crediting a transaction. Remember, for every transaction that happens, there are two items that are affected. So these two items that are affected, either one of them is increasing and the other is reducing, or both of them are increasing, or both of them are reducing. But the one thing that is going to be constant under all circumstances is the fact that whenever there is a transaction that takes place, of the two items that are affected, there is an item that is giving value, and then there is an item that is receiving value. So there's always going to be that relationship. There's an item that is giving value, and then there's an item that is receiving value. So according to the general double entry rules, the item that is receiving value is always going to be debited, and the item that is giving value is always going to be credited. As simple as that. We will make illustrations on how this works out in our upcoming videos. So, where is this debit and credit activity taking place from? This debit and credit activity is going to take place in what we call a ledger account. So for every transaction that takes place, there's always going to be two items. So those two items that are affected, we are going to create what we call ledger accounts for each of those two items. So when we create these ledger accounts for those two items, so it is in those ledger accounts that the double entry is going to happen, the debiting and the crediting. Remember, I said that the general rule of thumb here is that for every transaction that takes place, there is always going to be two items that are affected. In the two items that are affected, one of these items is giving value and the other is receiving value. The item that is receiving value is debited. The item that is giving the value is always going to be credited. We are going to illustrate this more in our future sessions. We are going to examine the double entry for assets, liabilities, and owner's equity so that you're able to establish the giving and receiving relationship, and then we shall come to some conclusions. We shall also discuss the double entry for expenses and revenues and a few other items, and you will be able to appreciate double entry. Double entry is actually the backbone of bookkeeping. The whole bookkeeping process is premised on that double entry. So before we start talking about how we do double entry for assets, liabilities, equity, expenses, revenue, and so forth, let us first talk about what a ledger is, because the double entry is going to be in a ledger account. Every item, we are going to create a ledger account for it. So in our upcoming session, that is what we are going to discuss. We are going to look at the ledger and we are going to discuss its to its concrete detail. Then from there, we shall pick up with this discussion on double entry and how it is applied in accounting. My name is Arnold, and this has been an introduction to double entry bookkeeping.